Hey everybody, it's Ad the Red and welcome back to Sunrider Liberation Day Return. Right, the last we left off, I just now dipped the music audio in game down a little bit more just to see if that would help, because in the other recordings the music was still really loud, even though at some points you could still hear me fairly decently. Other times, if I lowered my voice somewhat, it was a bit harder. So I'm hoping now it'll be a little more balanced. Fucking audio level's not my strong suit in getting right. Anyway, this. I've been thinking about it. Got another drink as well, and the idea of kidnapping Chigara now, as opposed to doing it later. I'm sorry. The kidnapping Chigara as soon as possible would risk being noticed sooner, obviously. But because she's gonna go missing, Shields will notice. Shit's gonna happen. But with this, there would be a body double. Plus, I just want to see what will happen. I'm honestly morbidly curious. We can put Lynn under and then swap with Chigara in the sickbay. Oh, that makes actually much more sense. Duh. This is obviously before the whole... I'm an idiot. We can put Lynn under and then swap with Chigara in the sickbay. Unless someone would take a really close look, nobody would be able to tell the difference until Lynn wakes up. Understood. Okay, so here's the plan. Kalana's going to go down to the brig and pretend that she's this timeline's doctor. She'll convince the guards that Lynn has contracted a nasty case of the sarin measles and needs immediate medical attention. She'll then cart a sedated Lynn to Deck Zero, handcuffed to a medical trolley. Meanwhile, I'll go into the sickbay and distract this timeline's Claude. I'm sure it'll be a piece of cake. Ikari will wait outside the sickbay until Claude arrives with Lynn. While I'm distracting the other Claude, Ikari will sneak in and swap Chigara with Lynn. Once you grab Chigara, fall back to the crew quarter 8, which is currently unoccupied. Secure Chigara there, and wait for me to arrive. I'll try to beat a hasted retreat as soon as I can. Once they've regrouped, Claude will use the floor access hatch to locate Chigara to maintenance room D4 while Ikari runs to the mess hall and calls the other Kato shields out on the comm. I'll then use that chance to sneak in my office and send Fontana the encrypted call. You got all that? Understood, Captain. Let's roll. Alright, let's rock and roll. Good luck. Claude crashed into the brig with a medical trolley, starting the guards. Oh god. I was waiting for that music. I miss, the slow salsa stuff. Anyway, we've got a medical emergency. Is something the matter, Doctor? Crewman 1. Motherfucker. Hey, it looks like our prototype prisoner's contracted a severe case of the sarin measles. We've got to get her the sick bay on the double before she becomes contagious. We were informed of... Oh, looky here, this is an emergency. You think we have the time to file the paperwork for that? Claude loomed over the security guard. Or like something else is looming over them. Do you even know what catching the sarin measles is like, Sergeant? First, you suddenly lose bowel control. You'll be experiencing the most explosive, uncontrollable diarrhea of your life in 3 days. But that's not even the worst of it. From the 3rd day on, hives will break all over your body. Pus and blood will slowly leak out everywhere. If left untreated, you'll suffer permanent muscle damage and ultimately death. Shit, the doctor's right. My niece Julie died 4 years ago of the same thing. Fucking seriously? That's some nasty ass shit. You sure to keep the prototype here, Sarge? Alright, you made your point, Doctor. Get her quarantined in a sick bay. Roger. Claude approached Lynn in her cell. Hello, Arcadius. Gonna make a remark. I'm glad I didn't. But it sounded very childish. Because nothing else I've said so far is. Looks like you'll be coming with me. I'm afraid you've contracted a very, very serious virus. What? I don't feel... That's what they all say, but in a few hours we'll be painting the walls with your ass. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Claude. You would thank me this later. I'll just sedate you a bit. What? Fool! I didn't... There she goes. Claude pushed a few buttons on the cell's controls, releasing sleep gas into the cell. Lynn's eyes lost focus and she dropped to the floor unconscious, muttering one final "fool" on our way down before thunk. The big security staff securely on top of the medical trolley, handcuffing her to the railing. Claude caught her out with a smile. Nobody asked any questions when explosive diarrhea is involved. Jesus Christ. T-minus 52 hours. 16 hours to Chigara enters the mind stream. Oh, this one's gonna make me click. Shields entered the sickbay. He had to distract his timeline's Claude long enough for his partner to nab Chigara out from under her nose. He grimaced to discover that Chigara was sleeping just 2 beds away from where Claude was working in her office. This was going to be harder than expected. Something else maybe as well. Oh, I hear remember the childish thing and not saying it now. Here we go, just right down that fucking road, right? Okay. But he had an idea. He pretended to walk over to Chigara and stand over her like he was concerned for her health. As expected, old Claude sniffed at his presence like a canine and creeped up behind him. She wrapped her arms around him from behind and put her face on his shoulder, tickling his ear with her pink wavy hair. God, this woman wears too much perfume. Oh, Captain, I'm afraid Chigara is still sedated. You'll have to wait just a few more hours until she wakes up. I can understand why you'd want her back on her feet as soon as possible. So you can get her back off her feet. The desperate look on the maiden's face as she sneaks into your quarters at the loneliest hours of the night for one last tryst before the final battle. Chigara doesn't know if she'll make it back. Just in case, I want to feel the captain inside before. Oh, I can imagine it all playing out like I'm watching a movie. I almost did a voice. No. I don't do voices. Okay, here's my chance. She'll slump down as if dejected and let her long sigh. I just don't know, Doctor. Don't know what? Well, I'm actually here for counseling. You're the ship's acting medical officer, right? So your duties also include looking after the mental health of the ship's crew as well as their physical health. Well, yes, it's certainly true. I wanted to talk to you, Doctor. It's about Chigara, but I can't talk about it in here, in front of her. It hurts. Of course. Just let me just get into my office and pull the cover closed. You can tell Claude anything, Captain. Claude practically pushed... son of a bitch. Claude practically pushed Shields into her office and drew a sliding wall closed, giving the both of them privacy. Yes, it worked. Oh, shit. Now, what's the nature of this counseling you need, Captain? Well, it's just that things are moving so quickly. It's just been over a week since we kissed for the first time, and she's already talking about things like marriage and children. Whenever she talks about how many babies she wants to have, I have to wonder, is this really the life I want for myself? I'm ashamed to even look at myself in the mirror, Doctor. I can't believe I'm having these doubts right now. Aw, Captain, don't you worry about a thing. It's completely normal to have unexpressed doubts when your partner advances a relationship too quickly. In fact, it's only inevitable because of the enormous amount of stress you're under right now. That's surprisingly kind of spot on, almost. All she cares about is her bakery. I don't even know if I'm good at baking bread. I'm a starship captain for crying out loud, Doc. I worked my ass off for this commission, but I just up and retire early for a bakery. Whenever she talks about that ruddy bakery, she has that dreamy look on her face, and I just end up going along with it every time. Real talk. Right here. Yes. Where's my input, Doc? Lately, I feel like I'm being railroaded down a certain path that ain't... Okay. I see where they're going with this. It took me a second. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's good. It stings, alright. It's like I'm being railroaded on a certain path that ain't saying what I want. It's like all my choices have just up and vanished. Devs. Cheers. Before this, I used to be a free man. I used to be able to make command decisions. I used to be able to rip up rule books. Right now, I just feel like I've been chained to the doghouse. Oh dear. After the battle, why didn't you start talking to her about this, Captain? The root cause of your problems with Chigara is most likely the stress of the coming battle. Because you're both instinctively afraid of what may happen, Chigara may be rushing things ahead of what she may normally be comfortable with as well. Alright, Doc. I'll try that. Ma. Claude leaned over with a gentle smile and rubbed Shion's back. You have a lot on your shoulders, Captain. Like clothes. We should get this off. But don't forget, if things don't work out with Chigara, there's always a lovely doctor in your sick willing to alleviate your worries. Tee. Casually hitting on your mentally distressed patient. Doc, you're absolutely the worst. Anyways, that should have been enough time for that distraction. I better beat a hasty exit out of here. Just as Sean was about to call it quits, he spotted a strange-looking hollow next to him on Claude's shelf. All of the hollows on board the ship were now standard issue, Alliance stock. However, this hollow clearly looked to be of a different make. Now, what do we have here? For some reason, I have a feeling there's something important in that hollow. Maybe it's related to the memories I've temporarily lost. But do I risk blowing my cover to try stealing it? Okay. So far I've been very careful mostly. Apart from the whole fighting the hunter drone with a pistol thing. I think I'll risk this, just to see. The hollow could contain something vital to restoring the rest of my memories. I've got to get my hands on it. Shun suddenly leaned forward and buried his head into her bosom. Alright, Doctor. Thanks for the chat. I feel a lot better now. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Oh, Captain. Claude smiled ear to ear as she took the open to stroke his hair. Her attention was thoroughly diverted as Shun's reached backwards in one hand and swept her hollow off the desk. He hid the hollow behind him as he stood. I should head back to work. I'll, see you around. Anytime, Captain. Let me open the cover. No need. Looks like you have a lot of work to do in your office. Shields opened the sliding door himself and left Claude in her office, closing the door behind him. As he walked out, he confirmed their operation was a success. He marched over the sickbay, a mischievous grin plastered all over his face. As he walked to crew quarters 8, Shields activated the hollow and searched to its contents. Now, let's see what our task doctor has been up to. His blood went cold when he saw what was inside. From what he could deduce, there were hundreds of message logs inside the hollow containing Claude's reports on what was occurring on board the Sunrider ever since she first came on board, as well as detailed instructions in their prototypes. And a medical report, proving beyond the shadow of a doubt that Chigara was indeed a prototype. Suddenly, more memories played back in Shield's head. I have come to suspect there is a great deal of information that our chief medical officer is hiding. What do you mean? I believe Claude was actually the one who has been relaying our movements to the prototypes. Shit! I remember now. Claude's been working the prototypes all along. He searched the remaining data inside the hollow. Finally, he came upon a file which only contained a cryptic message. The future can only be saved by destroying everything. Well, that sure sounds ominous. Yeah. What exactly does it mean? I have to hurry back to the future Claude and confront her about this. With that, he quickened his pace to crew quarter 8. Shields knocked on the ostensibly unoccupied crew quarters while the coast was clear. He tapped the intercom and whispered, "It's me. Open up." The door opened and Shields slipped inside. You're back! As you can see, the plan went exactly as planned. I'm not used to that. It's a weird feeling. It's kind of good, but strange. Almost alien. Makes my skin itch. He saw Chigara tied up to a chair, still unconscious in sedation. Oh, that's gonna be nasty when she wakes up. Despite successfully kidnapping Chigara, Shields had no cause to celebrate. Doc, you're gonna have to explain yourself. He pulled out the hollow. I found this in your old self's office. I know what that is. It's not the Morgan Hollow that's popping in Denari space. You've been communicating with the prototypes all this time, haven't you? There's messages of this hollow giving away all of our movement to the enemy, and even a medical report which you wrote completely invalidating the report you gave us that Chigara was not a prototype. Yukari put her hand on her sidearm. Yeah, that's about what I expected. So you were spun along too then. Ara. It's all true. I was along with the prototypes during this time frame. But that was me in the past. Poor Claus turned a new leaf now. Shit, fuck off. Flying thing. Go away. Moth or something. Poor Claus turned a new leaf now. I'm fighting for the good guys. Why were you working for the prototypes during this time period? Simple, I'm adventurous, that's all. I sought to run out of the galaxy around you, just like the prototypes. But after the Liberation Day massacre occurred, I realized our interests diverged. That's when I left them and took matters into my own hands. Their prototypes wanted what? Yes, they sought to make you the leader of humanity. Bad idea. Really bad idea. I'm not Commander Shepard, but to control you as a puppet so that they would rule in your stead. You're definitely not Commander Shepard, but let's just say that plan never quite panned out, due to a division within the prototypes themselves. That's quite a lot to take in. I was fine with helping the prototypes accomplish that, but then the massacre happened. Ultimately, you're not working with the prototypes right now, then? That doesn't get you off the hook yet. I also found this inside the hollow. Is that a picture of Shields naked? Shields opened the final file and showed it to Claude. Oh, right, that. I wouldn't have put the other one past her, though. The future can only be saved by destroying everything. What does this mean? Let's see if I can discover the hard part of this mission. It's pretty complicated to explain, but the skinny of it is basically, if we were to succeed in this mission and thwart the Liberation Day massacre, both this universe and the past universe where we come from will collapse and cease to exist. As it turns out, the space-time continuum is really sensitive to time paradoxes and resolves them quite forcefully. Collapse? You mean we'll die anyways even if we win? What the hell's the point of any of this? Oh, you're thinking like a human. No, you will simply be wiped from existence. Okay. Dying is a natural phenomenon which must inevitably happen to all life forms, but this is an entirely different concept from never existing at all. You travel here from a future in which the Liberation Day massacre occurred in order to prevent it. But if you succeed in your mission, the Kato Shields who travel back in time would cease to exist, as the massacre now never takes place. So then, who would be the man who stopped the massacre? A true logical conundrum. In other words, a time paradox. So, then is the future really impossible to change? The future can be changed. That's why I brought you here, dumbass. At the end of this journey, you must make a choice. Either you stop the Liberation Day massacre from occurring and avert the tragedy which befalls upon everyone, and destroy this universe and the universe you came from, and replace them with the new universe you create with your decision. Or you let the massacre occur, accept the tragedy. Then this universe will remain untouched and connect with your timeline. The universe you know will continue to exist for the better or worse. You're telling me, if I go through with this, everyone I know will vanish from the face of the universe, as well as yourself, but then a new universe with copies of those same people will be created. That's the gist of it, yeah. And that is the reason why I brought you here. The key here is that the law of causality does everything in its power to resolve time paradoxes, and it does that by deleting the universe where the paradox occurs, and then creating a new universe, which can then logically continue to exist from that point on. In this case, you and everyone in this universe, as well as everyone in this universe where the massacre occurred, would be wiped from existence, thus eliminating the time paradox. But then a new universe, where the massacre never occurred, would be born, and everyone would still exist in the universe, completely oblivious to the fact a massacre even occurred, or that there was even a desperate mission to prevent it. Then we can still save everyone by creating a new universe where the massacre isn't prevented but simply never existed at all. Ah, now I'm understanding how this all works, Captain T. Wow, that got really technical all of a sudden. Holy shit, okay. Moving on. And this time travel is still hard to understand. But if this mission's a success, we'll destroy the universe where the massacre occurs and head down a different universe where the massacre simply never existed at all. Basically, in this circumstance, I intentionally sought to create a time paradox in order to manipulate the law of causality to destroy the universe you don't want, and into creating the one you do want. Well, today was pretty drastic, but it's not like there's anyone out there who can stop me, so tee-hee. Thanks, not tap. Yeah, that's great. It's pretty convenient, this little quirk that the law of causality has. I've been using it to create and destroy universes for... I forget I'm immortal. Who knows how long I've been doing this? Fuck you. Anyways, now the choices have been laid out in front of you. I want to watch you choose Cater Shield's Hero of the Galaxy. That's the entire reason why I brought you here. All this so I can watch you more. I want to watch you run around fighting desperately against impossible odds. I want to see the tears in your eyes when you fail. The euphoria coursing through your veins when you're victorious. The bigger the stakes, the more tortured your dilemmas. The mightier your enemies, the more I want to see you fight. Because it brings me so much pleasure seeing you in action. Hua! Jesus. God. Her. That was brutally honest, wasn't it? I like... Claude's entire body flushed bright red as she squirmed her legs. Okay, that's a little... Now I feel violated. I think I might have come a little... Thanks. Claude, you bastard. She's toying with me just like always. Come to think of it, was there ever a moment when she wasn't playing like a fiddle during the whole time I've known her? Ugh! Great. Claude, I'm really being your plaything. Well, we're in this too deep now. We have to keep working together. I mean, telling her you're through being her plaything isn't really gonna work. She's God. She won't give a fuck. And how do you know you're still not being played even then? This takes a whole free will kind of turn away almost. Philosophy, which is something you normally expect from your visual novels, isn't it? Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We're in this too deep now. I don't see anything that makes sense, really. Honestly. Tee-hee-hee. Good call, Captain. I know I'd count on you. Nah, it's not so bad. You have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to change the future. Isn't Claude's a generous god? Tee-hee-hee. Literally change the future. But before you get excited with the knowledge that you have a deity on your side, you should now understand why I can't use my powers willy-nilly. You had to be a panic or to accidentally wipe out a universe or two from existence by causing an unintended time paradox myself. Every use of my power must be carefully planned in advance so they bring about consequences I want. The results otherwise would not be pretty. So basically I can't count on to pull me out of the fire using your powers anymore. Alright? Nothing productive is going to come out of fighting amongst each other. Whatever it is that we're going to do from now, we have to work together to accomplish it. Oh, that's Chigar. As if to make matters worse, Chigar began to stir in her sleep. Shields sharply inhaled in concern. Shit, Doc, how much longer is Chigar going to be sedated for? Still another 4 hours. With a full dosage, Chigar is going to be sound asleep for a full 8 hours. Suddenly Claude froze. Teehee. Never mind. Doctor, what do you mean, never mind? I forget that this timeline actually gave Chigar a half dosage of sleep pills, so that she will wake up early enough to consummate her love for her captain the night before the final battle. You're a sick god. She only claps at Claude's mistake. What do you mean you forgot? Thought you were supposed to be a god. Yeah, well, when you've lived as long as I have, there's just so much to remember. How can I be expected to recall such a tiny little deal like that? Then how much longer do we actually have until Chigar wakes up? About 5 minutes. Maybe until about now. As the on cue, Chigar sleepily opened her eyes. Cap? What's going on, Captain? Why am I tied to this chair? Shields is into some kinky shit you weren't aware of. And now it's time for a nice little four-way of bondage involved. Oh, that got dark. Captain, and the doctor, and Ikari? Chigar's eyes darted around the room while she struggled against the ropes in a panic. Shit. For now, I've got to calm Chigar down. Chigar, don't worry, I'm here. I'll protect you. All of a sudden, Shields felt at a loss. His usual collected demeanor fell apart. Random words merely leaked from his mouth as he spoke to Chigara in a daze. Chigara. He had felt her die in his very arms. When her spark left her body, a demon had awakened in him. A demon willing to burn the entire galaxy in order to avenge her. Despite being a spy, despite betraying him, despite murdering countless Alliance leaders. Actually, I'm pretty sure you could count them. Just go 1, 2, 3, that one, and then 4. No, that's actually part of that one. That's 4, 5. Despite, Shields loved her with his entire heart. And that's exactly the Shields this universe feels about her. Chigara, calm down and listen to me. Shields knelt down in front of her. Despite waking up tied to a chair, the sight of her lover's face managed to calm her fears. Oh, she's still fucking adorable. What is it, Captain? I admit this is quite a strange way of waking up after a doctor's visit. After visiting Claude? I wouldn't think so. I think it would be kind of like the norm, actually. But you wouldn't do anything about it, Chigara, would you? I trust you. Oh, she's just so goddamn cute! I'm about to tell you something important. But no matter what happens, I'll protect you, because this time I'm going to save everyone. Including you, Chigara. Alright, here I go. The truth is, you're a prototype, Chigara. Claude's initial report turned out to be incorrect. She did some more tests and found without a doubt that you're an artificial clone. No way. Don't worry. I'll still make sure you're not harmed, but you have to stay put for a while, until the rest of the prototypes are defeated. And you can be mind controlled by the leader at any time. This is for everyone's safety. Aww. But this means I won't be able to start a bakery with Kato. Aww. I won't be able to have children. No. Chigara's a normal girl, Chigara's a normal girl, Chigara's a normal girl, Chigara's a normal... Oh shit, I think it was Broger. Chigara? Shields turned with apprehension. He knew this was going to be difficult to explain, but he had to make sure Chigara understood the situation. Suddenly, Chigara broke out into a scream. I was afraid of this. Yeah, my... She fell unconscious as quickly as she entered with her fit of frenzy. Then she snapped awake. Except this time, she was different. Heh. You did well to stick to my plot shields. He stood in shock. Chigara had just been body jacked. There's another prototype leader he was talking to. You're... But I don't think I didn't have a backup plan on my own. Great. All the lights inside the room shut off, while more accurately, every single light inside the ship deactivated. Shown to the familiar soft droning, the ship's engine sputter out. With nothing running, eerie silence filled the ship. And the sound of a laser cutter and a clatter of plastic hitting the ground as Chigara's chair split in half shattered the silence. He said a damned thing. I know my hollow. Shields pulled his hollow out and turned it on put it on maximum illumination, casting a weak light over the room. Long shadows surrounded him, filling his heart with dread. He confirmed that Ikari was still safe. However, Chigara was nowhere to be found. All that remained of the broken fragment of the chair and cut rope on the floor. A handheld laser cutter, roughly the size of a cigarette, continued to buzz on the floor until Shields picked up and shut it off. Did you see which direction she took off? Negative. It was pitch black and the sound of the cutter covered up all her movements. I've been had. Shit. I made a mistake. Yeah. I should have known that Chigara would be a body jacked any time. That's exactly what Len told me when we escaped the lifeline together. All this talk about preventing her from entering the mind stream confused me into thinking we would be safe if only got her before then. No. The reason why we have to prevent Chigara from entering the mind stream is to prevent the pirate leader from body checking after the leader's dead. Chigara can be body snatched whenever the prototypes won't while the leader's still alive. Wait a minute. Shields looked around and realized that Claude was nowhere to be found as well. Claude! Did Chigara get her? No way. Chigara isn't powerful to take Claude on, even while under the control of the prototypes. Then Claude must have vanished of her own will. Damn it. Now that she's explained all the rules of the game, she expects me to figure out the rest of my own, huh? She's probably still watching me, eagerly waiting for the next plan of action. Like touching himself, too. Claude's gone. Where'd she vanish to? And now we have a new huge problem. The prototype leader laid all this trap for us, and we just stepped right into it. The Sunrider's main reactor has been remotely shut off. With that, we won't be able to get an FTL transmission sent to Montana. Even worse, we're essentially sitting ducks for the Loyal's packed fleet now. Unless we can get power restored ASAP, the ship is going to be destroyed. Can't believe we were fooled so easily. If I can get to engineering, I might be able to restore the ship's power. It's a long shot, but maybe I can undo whatever the prototype has done to our systems. But wait. The Sunrider also has an emergency FTL transmitter which operates on a separate battery pack. It's all the way down at Deck 2, Section 37, but if we get to it, we can send a message. We can get a message into Montana even without power. Oh, hey, Section 37's too far from here. Here's what we should do. I can probably figure out what you guys done to our main reactor. I'm gonna run to engineering to restore power. While I'm doing that, you can get to the emergency FTL transmitter and send Montana the message. Sounds like a plan. Glad to have you on my side, Akari. Don't worry, I'll get the ship operational again. T-minus 50 hours. 14 hours until Jigar enters the mind stream. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.